Hey Stampers, Gaynor again. I'm going to come back and have a go at this beautiful. It's called Layers of Beauty. Absolutely gorgeous. You get, ooh, a little leaf fell out there that I cut out the other day. You get the dies, you get the stamp set. We're going to need these leaves. And you, oh, there's a little die there. And you also get the masks if you buy it as a bundle. So what I did, I stamped my image and then I had to try and line all my dies up. So I've come up with a solution. I've got some scratch paper. So I've got a card base. I have the Petunia Pop, which is a tiny, oh, I might have to trim that down a little bit. This piece is 4 1/8 by 5 7/8, and this is for my sentiment. I'm changing the sentiment from happy anniversary to happy birthday. This is a piece of just standard card that's gonna go for my layer, and this is the piece I cut out for the other cards that I did the other day. So I'm going to glue that on, and I may just trim a little bit just to give me the decent border all the way around. So I might have to trim that one. Let me just check. Oh yeah, I'm going to take a little fraction off that. So it's 5 3/4. So I'm going to take it down a fraction. Whoops. So it layers on my card a little better. That's better. I've got a nice little white border all the way around. I'm going to grab some, I'm going to glue this down actually. Give me a second. This is a piece that I cut out from a different card, and that's just come to the end. Great stuff. These are great. They're only £1 each, if that. I think they worked out about 89 pence or 92 pence each. I bought a pack of 24 and it cost me £21, so off Amazon. So this is just plain white card, and it's not Stampin' Up, it's one I had in my cupboard. So I'm going to do a small border. Just so you can just see the white. I can see a little bit where, and then I can trim that little bit off as well. Let me just grab a little tiny bit of glue because my tape runner didn't go all the way to the edge. Let's make sure that's stuck down properly. Is my glue even coming out? Yeah, now it is. There we go, I can see it. Oh wow, this is not coming out. There we go, I got it. Oh yeah, it's oozing out now. That's got it. I don't want it peeling up on me. And I'm going to show you a trick. I think most people don't use their, oh, what's it called? Stamparatus anymore because it retired. Why would they fetch something out so valuable? That's cute. That's better. So we've got a nice little trim all the way around. And while the glue is out, I may as well just layer these cards together because they can be drying in place while we do the other bit. Now, I always fold my cards and make sure, because sometimes you get a little lip on the back, so you don't want the short end on the front. So nice little white border all the way around. I mean, you could pop this on dimensionals, but we're going to have our stamped image and die cut flower on dimensional, so I don't want too much bulk. Perfect if you are giving it out as a handmade card. Now I'm just checking that I've got that lined up. Absolutely beautiful. So our card's prepped. This is what we're going to use for our image along with our die. I've got a small piece of, this is succulent, soft succulent. And what I did, I cut a large flower out and the small one, and then I cut this one in half. So let's do that now. Get those bits out of the way, and then we can concentrate on I just wanted to tone down the green, if you know what I mean. I didn't want it to, the flowers are vibrant, so I didn't really want bangingly bright little die cuts of leaf. Hence the reason I used a retired soft succulent. Beautiful little leaves. And then just pop out the center pieces. Perfect. See what I mean? I did explain about this. It splits, comes apart. I mean, they're only, I think they're £4 on each, maybe a £5 each, but they don't last 5 minutes. But they are magnetic, and while you've got them, I just totter along with them. But I managed to get 2 flowers out of lots of leaves out of that small piece. I'll get my little die cut pieces. So these are just to decorate around, and then what I like I saying, I just cut that just through the center there, just to separate. So I've got 3 lots of leaves without having to cut 3 lots of leaves out, so they can stay there. This is for my happy birthday. And pop those dies away now before Gaynor loses them. And let's get our bits popped away. Now we're gonna, I've got, these are all marked with 1 to 5, but I'm gonna fetch my stamparatus in. I did stamp my image first and then had to problems lining it up, so I'm gonna clean that ready for later, and then I can realign it as we stamp. It's so much easier. I did everything the wrong way round. I tell you what, I'll show you what I used, and it's ideal if you haven't got a sticky mat. I know you lovely ladies have got your scan and cuts. So on the first one, I stamped my image, took the film off, and then stuck my card on here. And where's that gone now, that mark? And, excuse me. There. So I had my card stuck in here, and I've got a little triangle there that I fit my triangles. Let me take that off, put that back away. I did some, look at that, that's just cleaning off my blending brushes. I think I might use that as a background on a card someday. But you've got little triangles in the corner, and I kept having to line it up. So what I did on my mat, I drew a permanent marker with my Everblends in the corner, so I could just keep relining the mats up. So I don't need this section yet. We will line that up again in a minute. I'm going to put my card base in, and I've got these wonderful corners. Make sure they're nice and straight. And then, I mean, I've got double corners. I mean, I could use this, but it's going to interrupt my mats. So, again, I get them right. That's number 5. Let's just make sure we got them in order. And be careful, when I was cleaning them, if you look carefully, these are very delicate. So I bent one, I use my bone folder just to straighten it back out. So just keep it flat and be very gentle when you're cleaning, and if it bulks up, just go back over on the other side and it should straighten it back out. But be very careful with them, they're very delicate. So this is number 2. So keeping my cardstock in place, and I can pop this. I think I'm gonna I'm just gonna put my card. I tell you what, the best thing to do, grab a glue dot or 2, because I'm die cutting this out. I'm just gonna flip and put a dot top and bottom. These are just glue dots, as long as I don't press too hard. Oh, cling. So I'm going to make sure I've got my paper, and I'm just going to press them in. So that's not going to come off now unless I tug it really hard. Now when I line up my mat into this corner, it's a little bit off, but again, because I've only added a glue dot, I'm gonna leave myself about half an inch. I'm not pressing too hard. I just want to test that is there. That's much better. I know I'm going to get all my image now on there. So I've got all my colours. I'm using Petunia Pop, Fresh Freesia is my first colour, Petunia Pop is my second, and I'm using Berry Burst as my third. So layer 3, layer 2, layer 1, but you get the flower, you get a detail, and then you get the leaves. So, and if you notice, some of the little flowers I've used in yellow, and I'm using Crushed Curry for the dark, Lemon Lolly for the light, and my leaves I'm using for the light, Soft Sea Foam and Soft Succulent for my leaf colours. So I'm going to try keep these well spread. I got my little mug with all my coloured that's for with all my colours. So I'm just going to gently take my time. I've got the paler colour, I've got this pushed up nice and tight, and making sure it's quite level, and I've got the same distance down this side. I'm just going to brush, and I'm just going to gently go over my flower. So I want the smaller flowers in yellow. And don't worry if you get the shading not as you want it. I mean, I don't have any masking tape at the moment, so don't worry if you get a build up like that. We're going over with darker colours, deeper colours. And I'll clean my masks up later. I think if you run them under a nice cool tap, if it's like the embossing folders, it'll come off lovely. So there's my Fresh Freesia. I will come back with it. I'm going to use the dark one for my darkest colour. So I've used the Fresh Freesia. I'm going to come in with the Lemon Lolly now for the smaller flowers. And I'm going to use the same, whoops, don't move your thingy gainer. That's it. And just get my yellow flowers in there. The Crushed Curry will help to darken those in their masks in a minute. I did have one pink little flower, but I decided to have yellow flowers after I started doing it. So But there we go, mask 1, peel off. Set that aside now so you can wash that later. Close that ink because I don't need the lemon lolly anymore. And I'm moving down to mask number 2. See, it's poking up, so I've got to be really gentle. Perfect, line up. So again, and with the pink. And which one? Oh, there, is that right? I will show several cards using this set. Some with the mask, some without the mask, some with heat embossing, just to give all the different varieties. So that's my pink one done. Make sure you click these into place, otherwise they dry up. And then I got my crushed curry. I'm not going wild on it. There we go. So we're done with the yellows. Lift that up. Set that aside to wash. Look how beautiful. I mean, you could just do that without doing any outline. So this is number 3. And now this is where you get that. Oh, what did I use? Oh, I didn't. I must have to come back with my. Let me just go over those. I'm going to do the lighter centre, I think. Oh, I tell you what. Do you know what I could do? Oh, now where am I gonna do this now? I've got so many brushes. I've got them in all different colours. I had these off Amazon. So I'm going to take a brand new brush. Just give me 2 seconds. I'm going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to use my basic grey just to put the centres to represent the stamen on the tiny flowers. So just to darken them a little bit. Perfect. Now for our deep colour, and my deep coloured brush. And you think you've made a boo-boo, but you haven't, trust me. Oh, absolutely gorgeous. Pop that in there. And look at that. Changes the flower totally. Just look at the beautiful yellow and the dark centres. But it changes that flower. Absolutely stunning. So I'll put that over to wash. Now we're coming in with our leaves. And just beautiful, absolutely beautiful. And I'm coming in with my soft sea foam. And I'm only giving them a light dust. I want that soft succulent to pop out. Give the detail on these leaves. It's marvellous how they do these. I bought stencils for other sets and I've never used them, and now I've used this, I might give them a go before they retire. I don't care, I'll use them afterwards as well. That's absolutely gorgeous. So I'm just going perfect. Give that a click. You put that to one side. Look at that. Now wait till you see the detail come up on there. And I will gently wash those. So here's our mega detail. Make sure I've got that lined up. And now I'm using the soft succulent. I know it's a retired stamp, but ink. You just know it's going to look good. Because while you're blending, believe it or not, you can see the underneath colour. And you just know it's going to look beautiful. And that's how quick it is. If you've got it lined up like this, you haven't got to worry about, but look at that. You could just leave that like that. Absolutely stunning. Absolutely gorgeous. So, oh, there's for my masks. Keep them. I will clean them and pop them away later. Keep a little cup on your desk for your blending brushes. That way you haven't got to have them all sprawled all over the place. I'm going to get my plate ready for when we're going to come and stamp in a moment, die cut in a minute, because I can't fetch everything across. Right, now we're going to peel back this beautiful, we've cleaned this, get my door back on, wrong way round. Is that the wrong way round? Yeah, no, I had it the right way. There we go. Now we're going to line up this beautiful flower. Oh, there we go. Oh, now, there we go. Does that look right? Again, it's a little bit hard to judge. Whoops, sticky fingers. The leaves are, it looks pretty good. So I'm going to hold my paper down. I know I've still got my glue dots, and I use my glossy accents to pick up my dies. And I just make sure it's still in place. And I'm going to use my black memento. I like to give it a rub and a tap. I'm just going to look through that. Looks pretty good to me. So fingers crossed this didn't move out of its spot. Right, sorry about that. The video cut out, so you would have seen from the old video. We've got it all lined up ready now. I've used my glossy accents just to make sure that it picks up that beautiful stamp set. And then I'm going to lift it gently. I still have my glue dots on the paper, so just squash that back down. Because I'm not using blends, I am going to use my black VersaFine ink. It gives me a crisper edge, and I've got it in the style. Look how it just makes, I just think it's a better ink. So, and I can always come back in now I've got it lined up. I can't. what it was, the battery died. I cut that section out and then forgot to add the end bit back on. So I'm back doing a wee one again just to finish off. But this will be the full video this time. Oh, absolutely stunning. So got my little glue dots. I'm not worried about the glue dots because where I've smudged. This is going to be die cut out. It's got a tiny little bit. Let me just close. Oh, I need that. While we've got the stamps, the ink out, I got a strip of paper here. I'm using the Happy Birthday from the Magnolia Mood. Beautiful font. Oh, look at that, beautiful. Stamped out, gorgeous. So I'm going to leave that to dry. Put my ink away. And then I'll clean that in a minute. Oh, beautiful. I love the stamp apparatus. So I'm going to fetch my die in. It's a bit of a jigsaw puzzle. But once you've got that in place. Now I've sent away for some low tack masking tape because I don't seem to have any left, and my washi tape, let me see if I've got a wider washi tape. I've got a really old one here. I want to make sure that, oh, this is brand new. This is from a really old set. Find the end. There it is. This is from when I first joined. It was from a gentleman's suite. I can't think what it's called though. But I don't tend to use a lot of I love the washi tapes, and then I buy them and then don't use them. So let's pop that in place and put another little piece. But I've sent away for some low tax masking tape. So there we go. I'm going to run that through the die machine. Then we're going to come out. I can't, do you know, because I don't have the picture. I've got the picture, but it's the first card I made. I don't have a picture of the card I made on video, so I know how I cut out the birthday. I think of it. I might have used a die, but oh, we'll have a look see now. So run that through my embossing machine, die cut machine. Oh, I just bashed my kneecap. Oh. Let's see if I can get this paper off without ripping my... There we go. Oh, it's taken the print. Oh, look at that. It's going to be fine for this card. That's where my glue dot was. Oh, absolutely stunning. Beautiful. It's got a little bit of pale in there, but depending on the way... I have to look at my picture. I'm terrible, aren't I? Let me see the picture. See which way round. We had that row. This is going at the bottom anyway, so maybe I can disguise that with my ribbon. Well, it's not ribbon, it's baker's twine, but I'm going to pop that, grab some dimensionals. This is just absolutely stunning. When I saw this in the catalogue, I was like, oh, this is absolutely beautiful. So I'm going to use about 5 or 6 dimensionals. It's not like it's going to be an interactive card, so let's move these. Squash them down and peel them off. You can, oh, if you get a little bit of damage from your masking tape like that, grab your blend and just go over gently with the nib tip, as I call it. And then we're going to place this. You can put it anywhere you want now, but I'm going to go more or less to that corner. I'm going to have it pretty high. That is gorgeous, beautiful. And our happy birthday. Let me just see what die I use for that, if I use the die. But we've got our leaves that are cut out. I cut an extra one, just to save cutting that one down. I'm going to have a fuller version of that in there. I did cut this one off and used a little bit somewhere else, but on this one, oh wow, that's a lot of glue. Just spread it out with your finger. And then I'm going to tuck that into that beautiful space there. Absolutely gorgeous. And I'm going to pop one just under here. I'm going to add my sentiment maybe across, and before I add the second, so let's see if that's wide enough. Oh no, that's a, we can trim this down. So let's get our little trimmer out. That's our chance to try. I'm going to do this about about 3 inches long. And I'm going to see if I can trim this down a wee bit. I've let it dry now. So let's cut this down, maybe about 5/8 of an inch. Beautiful. So that's 5/8 of an inch by 3 inches. And I love this banner punch. So let's see if I can tuck that in there. Just a pen at the ends. I think that's what I did. Yeah, look at that. Beautiful. I can't pen it that tidy. So that's what it is. So, this is an old Project Life punch from a long time ago. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to flick this over. I'm going to grab some dimensionals. And I'm just going to have one by there. Because we're going to glue it across here. To hide that flower because of my little boo-boo. I mean, the other one I had it a little bit higher, but I'm just going to lower that down. So only one dimensional I need. And I'm going to stick it down now, but I'm not going to glue yet. Hopefully that's nice and straight. I can add that in a minute, but I'm going to use my white baker's twine. And this time, I'm just going to loop. I'm going to go get my ribbon scissors. I'm going to loop twice this time. Something a little bit different. And then I'm going to grab a little piece. Just to tie that in the center. Oh, there we go. Might tie that again just to be on the safe side. So I've got my tails. And I'm going to trim that little loop back. This one, you're not going to see the loop because it's going under the sentiment. So I'm going to grab myself a glue dot. Stick that on there. And then we're going to just lift up our happy birthday and stick that down. And now I might come back with a small, oh, I haven't got any small. I've got a box full of them. Just haven't got a packet out. Look at this. I had this box. This was I Love What You Do. I think it had some embellishments in. But look, it holds all your dimensionals. So they're black. I don't want black. And look at that. I've got the lines on there already. But I can get... Oh, how many packets are in here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 6 there. So that's 2 packets. That would hold at least 4, maybe 5 packets of dimensionals. And it keeps them nice and neat. Oops, she says, and it's just the perfect size box, and it looks pretty. So, dimensional. I'm just going to grab a single tiny dimensional. Take off the back while it is attached to my pokey tool, and then I'm just going to lift the end. Make sure my loops are nice. Oh, stuck to my finger, look. Oh, absolutely gorgeous. Got my loops, got my tails, got a couple of loops there. Absolutely stunning. And then I can come back in and glue my final little leaf. Just move that tail out of the way. Just going to slide that in there, and I don't mind a little bit sticking to my sentiment. It just enhances those beautiful leaves. Absolutely gorgeous. Let me just, I can't see my screen. There we go. And then I love the white baker's twine. It's beautiful. Nice, and you can change that. Use your blends. Put it on some scratch paper. Colour it with any colour of your blends you've got, and then leave it to dry, and you've got any colour baker's twine you want. So what I can't, oh, let me see what little pearls I used. I can't remember. Oh, these. Now I just used the paler green to emphasize the leaves. These are Genial Gems, and the code is 155. So these are pretty old as well. But don't get rid of your stash. So I've got a gorgeous, I'm going to use a large one down the bottom. And I'm going to pop one, maybe I'll use the 2 down the bottom this time, and 1 up the top. You could even pop one on your sentiment. But there we go, there is that beauty. It seems a little bit higher up, but no, naturally it doesn't. It looks absolutely stunning. So the first card had the happy anniversary. This one's got the happy birthday. It's got our double looped. And this, if you want to add a little bit of I think there's enough glimmer from the glimmer paper at the back, which I used on another card. And I did say that you will see that video, but or you've already seen it, but you haven't because it's not come out yet. So, but you will see where I used this paper on a different card by cutting out just a small frame to go on another card, and used the bit that was left over to make this beautiful card. And this is absolutely stunning. It's called the Layers of Beauty. You get the stamp, the dies, and the masks, and I just absolutely love anything. Now if we just stopped before we put the black line, you've got a totally different look. You can also stamp in a paler colour, let it dry. If you're doing it in your water-based colours, let it dry, use your blends. I've tried that, and I've had a lot of people say, oh, you can only use Memento ink. Yes, you can only use black Memento ink, but if you're using your blends and you're using your ink, because I find if I use the VersaFine then use the blend, the black tends to bleed into the colours. But because we did all the sponging and did the black outline afterwards, I think, because I got away with using the VersaFine ink to give me more definition on those flowers. But there we go, girls. Sorry I messed up the first video. But I do hope you enjoy the set. If you buy it, it's just amazing. So I will be using it without the outline, and then I'll use it with blends in the colours of the pens I'm going to use again to give it a watercolour finish. But watch out for this space. Love you all. Till next time, all glory to our great Lord and Saviour, who gives us these gorgeous talents to share with you beautiful ladies. Have a nice day and be kind. Till next time. Bye.